Heavyocity's Damage. I came across this plugin because a friend of mine actually had recommended it. He picked it up thinking it was more of a world ethnic library and not as cinematic as it is. Turns out he's, like I said, he's more into creating Latin music, more band-oriented music. So this is a little bit too cinematic for his taste, a little too epic. So he passed it along. I tried it. I typically like to use my own samples. Being a drummer, I create a lot of my sounds and I play a lot of my parts in when it comes to percussion, if I even use percussion. So when I came across this, I was a little skeptical. I mean, really didn't hear anything about it beforehand, and as soon as I started messing around with it, I fell in love immediately. Actually, never fallen in love that fast before. So he made a huge impact. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presets that I've been using across this entire score that I've been working on. I'd show you the video, but I'm technically not allowed to. The film is called The Town That Christmas Forgot. It's not your typical Christmas film. It requires a lot of action scenes, it has a lot of horror parts. It's a crazy film. Has a lot of different moods, a lot of different feels to it. And the director I work for, Frankie Guerrero, required, usually on the projects that I've worked with him, he requires a very heavy Hollywood cinematic epic kind of feel, which is very different from not only my style but from everything else I usually do. Usually the films I do are either more drama, more romantic, or more comedy, quirky. So working with him is a pleasure, and using this plugin is a pleasure with it in this workflow. So let me give you a rundown of every plugin here real quick. All right. This is a percussion studio Armageddon ensemble. So that was just me messing around with some of the sounds from this. I have distortion enabled. If I take it off, it takes off a lot of that grindiness, a lot of that dirtiness. For this particular film, since it's very, very, very dark, like I said, typical Christmas film, I enable the distortion for a lot of these hits. To give it that edginess. Let me show you in context how I've used a lot of these sounds. Now, one more thing, since I did start this project on the laptop because I was away from my studio and my desktops when I started this, I actually continued the project on the laptop, but I had to do a lot of rendering and freezing, and bouncing actually of the tracks to save sources, and even running ScreenFlow right now, and Camtasia and everything right now. It's a little heavy on the processing, but I've been able to manage, and it's been working absolutely great so far. So excuse the little pops and clicks. was looking for the little parts where I actually used Heavyocity, and I used it in a couple of spots there actually. Let me open this back up and show you what I did there. All right, perk dark impacts. I used it all over that little section I played there. That's the scene where Santa gets held up. So I wanted to create this very dark, you know, like almost like surprised. He's actually being surprised that he wasn't expecting what he actually ends up seeing. So I used up a lot of these sounds. Also have the distortion enabled. But they sound amazing to me. You can hear another parts here. Now, one of the other ways that I used Heavyocity was an actual beat production. And by beat production, I actually mean I really actually played out these parts. In this particular part, I used the perk hybrid dirty sync kit, which is right. I forgot which track it is. That one. There you go. That one. All right, here you go. So that's just me messing around just here on the keyboard, playing this a little rhythm here. As you can see, it's just this, the actual tone, the sound of the program sounds great. Now, I'm going to show you in context how I used it. So in that part, I attempted to do a little bit of a dubstep feel. In that particular scene, it felt right, and the director loved it in that part. So thanks to Heavyocity and that powerful drum sound, I got thumbs up from the director. And honestly, I can't imagine using any other library to achieve what I was going for there. I mean, I could, but I'd have to spend hours tweaking stuff, you know, looking for sound. Looking for sounds that I already have there at my disposal. Now, in this other part, I used the Armageddon kit. This is probably my favorite one. I have no idea why, but it's just, I love this one. This is called the Perk Studio Armageddon Ensemble. Let me disable the distortion on it. So it has like an ethnic feel to it. It has a lot of marching kind of to me it has more like a very heavy marching drum, you know, marching band drumline feel to it. Do that part. Demonstrating all the different sounds you get all across the keyboard, and I mean, it sounds incredible to me. Distortion. And there's more things you can use here. I use a compressor on it, but you have different rooms, the hall, the placements. You can mess around with the settings here. I left it to default because I think it sounds great as it is already. Oh, and one more thing, I am running here on Sonar X1 expanded. I'm using Breather as a send, to give that space. I mean, without it, gives that nice width. I think I'm using a plate for that. I'm not sure. Anyways, let me show you the part where I use this Armageddon. Little crazy there. Let me show you now. This is a demonstration just to show you that typically, like I said, this director, Frankie, one of the reasons I love working with him is I can experiment a lot, and he gives me the freedom to do that. In this particular scene, I created very Brian Tyler-esque, very action-packed music, very intense, because this is actually a fighting scene. I came up with the string part first. The strings, the violins, viola, cellos, and all that stuff. Then the percussion part and the brass part. Put it together and came up with this. So obviously a very action-packed feel. And originally I was gonna put maybe some drums over it, but I thought, well, I have Damage here, and I have that patch that I love, which is a Studio Armageddon kit. And I'm gonna show you basically how I used it in conjunction with the orchestra part. I played all these parts in, and I try to do that because I try to avoid using loops. Even though I did use some loops here, but for the most part, I tried to avoid that. So let me run that together with Omnisphere, an electric guitar I'm using from Omnisphere, running through a distortion plugin. together for you. All right, so that's how I use that particular section. Um, your, your very sort of typical um, heavy action cue feel, and Heavyocity just contributes greatly to that. So that entire section. It sounds incredible to me. I mean, I personally love it, and I think it's beneficial to the feel for the score. And other parts I used it. Again, this is rendered. And these are actually little parts of loops I found. In combination with some patches of data. All the synths that I have. But the underlying rhythm there is Heavyocity. And that's from one of the patches that I used. That's Epic Tech Elements that you hear mostly in those parts. Combine. That's what I did, and for some of that stuff I didn't. So the thing with damage is that you have a lot of options, and I'm only using 5 patches. There's tons and tons of patches in this program. I really highly recommend it. And basically, I mean, I created this video just to show you how I used it in this score and how amazing it's been, and so glad that that buddy of mine gave it to me, because it's just been fantastic. And really rewarding. And pretty much it's all I wanted to show you. I'm still halfway through the film. As you can see, I got a lot to go in the film. But I would highly recommend this program, Heavyocity. And again, the film that I'm working music right now, I wish I can show you the video. I'm not allowed to. It's called The Town That Christmas Forgot. It's a great film. I'm going to be posting a link to my website, which you can find here in the description of the video. And if you need any original music, I'm more than happy to work on any film, any style. This only covers a little bit, but it's been fantastic just working on this film. My name is Sam Diaz. The next video I will be probably producing will be on how I use reverb with my orchestral samples and how I use them on how I layer them on a soundstage. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to message me here, or you can message me on my website. And thank you for watching. All right, bye.